Oops. This vlog is a bit longer than normal. Like, it's almost a mini podcast, honestly, at this point. But I've conveniently placed chapter markers for your viewing pleasure. So if you don't want to watch this whole thing, scroll through the little YouTube bar below and watch just what you're interested in. Or sit back, get some tea, maybe grab a pen and paper, do some doodling, write some thoughts, things you might think about as you listen to me ramble. And I will try to provide an experience that you can enjoy whether you're looking or not. I feel like this always happens when I try to film something with daylight, is that I wait way too long and I end up losing sunlight. The sun goes down. And then when I go to talk about something, I can't think of what I want to talk about, even though I've been thinking about it this whole time. Looking at the river, I was thinking about how making art is kind of like flowing a river, go with the flow. It's kind of like making a schedule for the day, which is something that I've been trying to do off and on this year and for a while now. Gotta make a plan for the day and, try your best to get done what you want to. And like, you can put things that are higher priority at the beginning of your day so that you can get done what's most important about your day, and then just like have other things that you want to get done that might end up getting pushed back because you get on a call with a friend or you go on a walk for a little while. I was talking to my good pal Kelsey earlier, and we talked for like 2.5 hours, and it was so nice. I love talking to friends. I love surprise phone calls, and just it's so nice. It's something that I'm so grateful for. Like, I'm not like a big tech boy, even though I have a degree in tech, but I am so grateful for things like phones that you can just video chat with and like see your friend's face even though they live halfway or all the way across the country. It's like amazing. But yeah, things happen in your day that you're not going to expect, and you should go with the flow and just let it happen. Enjoy it. Enjoy life, because that's what you should do. You shouldn't be so rigid with yourself that you end up not enjoying your day. You just work. I am very much a type A person in the sense that I like a schedule and I like working on stuff that I like to work on. Very creative, very ambitious, I'd like to think. But I'm not outgoing. But I'm also very, obviously, a creative person, so I like to be able to, for my day to meld and just go with the flow. And like, I think that's what creativity, a lot of what creativity is about, is being like starting somewhere and not knowing where you're gonna go, but you end somewhere that you're happy with because you were creative with it. It feels really good. It feels really good when it happens and it works out and you end up with something that you're happy with. It doesn't always happen that way. You have to be realistic about that, but you have to live for those moments that it does work out. Those days that things happen and you're like, yes. Earlier this year, I was also trying out intermittent fasting, which is great, especially for people that are just looking for a different kind of eating schedule. And it was really nice to do not eating till 1 p.m., which sounds kind of hard and awful, but when you're in the schedule of it, it feels kind of nice to just run off of body energy. It sounds pretty hippie, but I don't know, it was fun to try out, and sometimes I do it. It makes me feel like a monk, I'm spiritual and I'm fasting, and it's nice. It's my own version of spirituality. Which that was another thing that I was going to talk about a little bit. Is it's Sunday today, and I was a church boy growing up. I'm not that much of a church boy now, but I love to connect with what makes me feel kind of spiritual on Sunday. It's a nice tradition or a nice routine to keep up on Sunday, since that was always my spiritual day growing up, even though oftentimes I feel more spiritual than I was going to church when I was a kid, because I've more so connected with who I am and what I really kind of feel is some kind of higher being, if there is such a thing. But just connecting, for me, it's I can feel connected to some higher being by being in nature, where it's some being might have created this beautiful place that I can enjoy, and not I can just be here and feel nice. I can just be here and feel good. I don't need really anything else. I can just kind of sit. It's really nice to meditate and just kind of let thoughts come to you. It's really cheesy, but when I was sitting by the river, I was thinking about flowing like a river, and it's that's kind of creativity. I don't know, it's nice to relate things to creative process when you're out in nature and in your zone. It's good to find your zone where you can get in the zone, AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. I'm trying to do more shorter clips of me talking in between the fun vloggy stuff. So that's what this is. Hopefully I'll do some more, and then this whole vlog will be a big more things happening vlog. I've been having a lot of different settings for the music-y vlog sections, but it's just for the vlogs that I've done so far, I've just had one scene, so to speak, of me talking, so I feel it'd be nice to do some separate little clips. I feel it'd be nice to diversify that sort of thing, and I'm trying to work on that aspect of the structure of the vlog, these videos, whatever I'm doing on this channel. So it's cool. I'm growing. It's fun. Woo! I am going to hope that I am in frame right here. I hope you can see me. If you look here, you can see how I'm situated with my camera right now. It's very goofy. I'm somewhere west of Atlanta, Georgia, just next to some gloomy lake I feel you'd see in the northeast or something, in Maine or something like that. It's a little brisk day. It's not too chilly. But I'm finally sitting down to talk after a little bit, and there's just a lot. I don't know a lot. There's so much for me to talk about, and I'm not exactly sure where to start. This has been my problem for the last week, and it's this sense of overwhelm. It's this feeling of I have so many things I want to talk about, for one thing, so many things I've filmed, so I just have all this footage that I'm not sure what to do with, and all this stuff I kind of want to move away from, and new stuff I want to move into. So I'm just going to start with what I'm thinking about right now, and we'll go from there. The first thing is the overwhelm, and I think usually when I have these sort of situations, I can eventually get to the point where I say, I just have to start somewhere, and as long as you can put something together, you'll have something to start with, and then you can not worry about the whole. Don't worry about everything as a whole. Just worry about like starting something and working on just getting that done. Whether it's like a section of a video or just like a piece that you know where it's going to go. A piece where you can start on and finish and move on. Because there's no sense in trying to like figure out where to start on other things when you have something else that you know where to start from. I want to make sure that this is still recording. Nope. Good thing I checked, so it is not recording. I don't know what these sounds are, but I hear something. I don't know if it's a creature or a person. I hear something. Along with this sense of overwhelm comes a feeling of not wanting to leave anything out, which is like, this comes in especially in the editing part and knowing kind of what to do with footage. It's like I have to remind myself that I'm here to like tell a story with this video. I need to make sure it has direction and it's not just a big mess of video and audio and pictures and sounds and stuff. I want these videos to have more intention behind them, which can come after the fact, and I'm not really thinking about it so much in these moments where I'm filming stuff and making the content for it. It's more so just putting it together that I need to think about these things and remind myself that there's a lot that editing does for the process of creating a finished product. I saw this little turtle shell thing on my walk over here, and I think I'm gonna take it home, if that's okay. And I'm either going to hang it somewhere or I'm gonna try to like paint it / engrave it. I've seen some artists do some cool stuff with engraving / painting / just like marking bones and different kind of skeletal structures from creatures. And I think it's really cool, and I want to try it. Which this can bring us to our next topic, which is what new things I'm trying this year. A lot of exciting new things to explore this year. I think it's cool to plan out some new things that you're going to try. Not necessarily for the year coming, but just any time ahead. It's like nice to plan things that you're going to try, you know. And it's also good to be spontaneous, of course, you know, like if you have an opportunity to try something that comes up, it's not like you have to have planned for it to happen. But I think it's always good, especially for me, whenever I can scope things out beforehand and kind of get familiar before I jump into something new. And some of those new things that I'm going to be trying this year are, number one, I want to get into block printing, which is a really cool thing that I've been exposed to through places like Instagram. It seems to be doing really well on Instagram for some reason or another. But I mean, it's really cool. That's why. Because I think it's very analog, and I feel like a lot of things like that have been resurfacing this year. I've seen a lot of regression in not regression, but an interest in sort of archaic means of production, or just like anything really. I mean, I think this is always kind of a thing. It's like going back to a simpler time, or a more like authentic time when things weren't so digital and manufactured so smoothly. But I think this year in particular has kind of sent us back to a place of comfort, you know, wanting to get back to feeling good. Living your day-to-day life just like in a place of comfort and security, rather than like scarcity and fear and all that. 2020. So yeah, I want to get into block printing. I already got the materials that I need for beginners block printing. So I'm gonna try that, and I'll take you along on that journey for sure. All these things. I really want to capture a lot of the stuff I'm going to be getting into in 2021 with the vlog. This thing that you're watching right now. I want to take you along for the ride of this year in my life. I want to explore all the possibilities and document it. So block printing is the first thing. Secondly, I want to do stick and poke tattoos. This is another thing that kind of Instagram has gotten me into, and it's also something I've been told that my art style would be good for, so I think I'm going to really lean into that and try it out. This is definitely one of the scarier things that I am getting into this year, because of course you're putting something at least semi-permanent on someone's body, and that's intimidating. But I think with the more confidence that I feel in my art in general, I feel like that will help me get more comfortable with putting it on someone. It's really just the process of getting used to actually putting ink on someone's skin that will be difficult. But thankfully, I've already had some friends that seem to be interested. So I appreciate you. And I hope you enjoy whatever I end up putting on your skin, because that, I'm definitely going to give myself something to know, one, how it feels, and two, because I need to practice a lot before I put it on anybody else other than myself, and even my close friends. So second is stick and poke tattoos. Thirdly, which is a bit of a big endeavor in the sense that it's going to require a lot more kind of maybe technical proficiency and also communication skills, is murals. I want to paint at least a mural this year, at least one. I just want to try painting a big thing that is public, and that's also a big reason why it is scary, because murals are big pieces of art and they're very public. That is kind of the whole point. And for someone that's just really getting into this whole public facing art, it can be intimidating. It can be a little scary. But again, the more I do this, the more confident I feel about making art, putting my voice out there. I think that's kind of like a critical, statement to make, is like, not only is it my creative output, my creative proficiency at making art, but it's also what I have to say that I'm putting out there, which is definitely a big scary. And like I said, with mural painting, it also comes with communication skills, which I'm not super great at. I think I've been trying to bring myself to the awareness that I do have some sort of anxiety, at least like social anxiety, with talking to people, talking on the phone, various situations that can send me into not necessarily a state that I feel good being in. But yeah. So I'm taking on these kind of 3 things. There might be more, here and there, but those are like the things that I am planning for this year to dive into. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of other things along the way. Now you have something to look forward to, hopefully. I'm excited about them, and, that's what really matters. But I hope you are too. Ooh. I gotta show y'all this little cliff. I can't really get a shot with this camera because I don't have a tripod with me, but there's really, really vibrant moss growing around here, and it's really nice. I like looking at it. I like standing on it. Kind of feels like moss is kind of like nature's sheet cover. I feel like you could just lay on it and feel very comfy. All right, I'm gonna try to not get wet getting over here. I think I'm in the shot, so we'll see if this works out. Hi. My camera's like, 30 feet away, I would say. It's very goofy looking, very precarious setup, but it's fun. I like this. I like doing this kind of stuff, just kind of getting out and being creative with what shots you can get without a tripod. It leads you to some fun, positions to be in. So the new things I'm trying to do are really cool, and I think that's where a lot of less strategic creative energy will be going. I think a lot of that will be very creative. I'll have to let loose a little bit with that stuff because I'm trying something new and I don't know exactly how to do everything, so I need to let myself try things. I need to let myself do things maybe I wouldn't normally do. Just take that sort of energy into doing those new things. Okay, hopefully my camera stays on. My strategic creative energy is going into a couple things. One, Patreon. I'm gonna make a whole video about my Patreon. It's gonna be coming very soon. Click here somewhere. I don't know, maybe I have space over here. Click here for the Patreon video. But I'm gonna be putting a lot of creative energy into Patreon. Strategic creative energy. And what I mean by that is like stuff that I can do on a very regular basis. Stuff that's not going to require like outside knowledge to do. Whereas with the new stuff that I'm doing, it's going to take like figuring out how to do stuff. With strategic creative energy, I want to put that towards things that I can do every day, which is like I'm starting a drawing every day project. I'm just going to be drawing like comic-esque stuff. It's going to be like paneled art, paneled illustration, doodles, probably just colorless stuff. But what I'm going to do with those is really nitpick for gold, so to speak, in my work, and use the pieces and the panels that I find throughout the process of doing this to more fully develop. So in the process of making paneled art, like comic style art, I'll be making stuff more on the fly, just every day, wake up, draw, before I go to bed, draw, make little panels of either some sort of story or just some doodles, just things that kind of that just kind of capture a moment or an idea or a thought or some kind of funny dialogue, just kind of quick things that I can draw. But those can turn into things that are more full-blown illustrations or things that I can take and turn into some sort of product or thing to give to my patrons, which is, you can learn more about that in the Patreon video. I'll go more into depth. But so I'm doing daily drawing. I'm gonna put it on my stories and stuff, and then I'll make a post at the end of, I think, every week with all the panels just in one post that you can look through. So I have the daily stuff. I think also on the weekends I'm gonna have this planned for doing Saturday animations, which I definitely have my doubts about being able to do every Saturday, but I really want to get up on Saturday mornings and make some kind of either scenic animation or just some sort of, or just anything really, just any sort of animation practice. And I really want to take all of those Saturday animations, those little mini animations, and put it into something at the end of the year. So that's another little project that's going to be an ongoing thing that I want to try. And this is both a practice. This is helping me establish a practice of drawing things that aren't commissions, that aren't for anybody else. They're for me to either study or to just practice getting something on a paper that has no initial direction. I'm just going to sit down and put whatever I can think of onto the paper. It's good. I think it's a good creative practice. It's good practice for your creativity as well as your your art, as well as perfecting, what you do. So we got the daily drawing, we got the weekly animation on Saturday. On Sunday, I want to do vlog stuff. I want to put together vlogs. I want to record me talking like this, because Sundays I've talked about, I think I was just talking about in probably the last video that you saw of me talking, that I want to take Sunday as my day to kind of collect both footage, literally, and like my thoughts and the week in itself, and report to you, the people that have some sort of interest in what I'm doing. So that's the kind of week that I'm trying to establish this year. I'm trying to perform better in my day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month life this year. I'm trying to perform optimally, which is always something I try to do, but it takes these resets for me to reestablish some sort of consistency. And I think once you establish and you're on a sort of regiment, I think you can get a lot done. That's why I'm really excited about this, is because I feel like if I get on some sort of good practice, I will achieve some cool stuff. That's what I'm hoping for this year. Hoping to really reach some cool goals. And speaking of goals, I've been actually I tried making a yearly plan, which includes some of the goals and stuff that I want to do and stuff I want to accomplish this year. I think it's really cool, especially for me, to plan out things like the year ahead. Hey there. We're a few weeks into 2021 and I'm feeling pretty good. I was having a little stress and anxiety about, starting the Patreon and all the projects that I'm working on, but, now that I've launched it and everything, I feel pretty good and I'm excited and I'm enjoying it. I was going to talk about my yearly plan and goals that I have for this year, but this video is already way too long, so I'm going to save it for next time. There's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about with it, so I'll put it on hold for now. And if you're still watching this, go outside or something, get a breath of fresh air and come back and comment and tell me how good it felt. Or let me know what your favorite part of the video was. I had fun putting this one together. I know it was kind of a bit of a mess, but it was fun. And I hope you enjoyed it too. Thanks to everybody that's supported me on Patreon so far. That's really freaking cool, and I'm so excited for this year, and your support means a lot. Thank you. Okay, bye. See you next time. Oh, there's the moon.